far side and threw up the three, and it rattled in. So the Warriors take the lead 3-2. Here's Olivet into the left forecourt. Here's a shot for three off the arm of Kumler, no good. The rebound bounces into the far corner, and Ryan Bender chases it down. So the Warriors with a 1-point lead, and into the forecourt to our right. Ryan Bender, right wing in front of us, near side. Gets double teamed, fires into the corner to Castro. Castro shoots it to Jepson. Jepson shoots for three from the near corner, no good. Rebound Drew Neal, and Olivet has it back, and they go inside, and it's knocked away by Castro. Into the hands of Franklin. Franklin on the run, stops, pops for three, no good. Castro there with the rebound, and he sticks it in. Isaac Castro saw the ball bounce off a couple of Olivet Nazarene players, and Isaac was there on the strong side, and he laid it in, and the Warriors jump to a 5-2 lead, and here's almost a steal, and Bender does steal, and now they call a foul on Ryan, and in disgust, he throws the ball off the backboard as he was going in for a layup. He catches it and then rolls it to the referees, and Bender gets called for the foul as the point guard for Olivet got caught at half court and fell to his knees, and Bender slapped at the ball and it got loose. But as Bender ran by the point guard, he put his hand on the back of the player, and they say that'll cost him. So the first foul of the game on Ryan. And we've got another foul underneath as Olivet inbounds the pass, and they're going to call this one on the Tigers of Olivet Nazarene. So the Warriors get the ball back. And the foul's going to be called on Brian McCauley, 6'3" senior from Kokomo, Indiana. So into the right forecourt comes LCSC. Inside, they work it on the low post to Zach Wilson, and he's fouled. Reaching over the back is Drew Neal. That'll be the first foul on the Tigers of Olivet Nazarene. Olivet Nazarene, unlike Lewis Clark, has won some games in this tournament before. In fact, they won a game and then lost in the second round last year. Here's an offensive foul, I think, on Castro, as Jepson got to the wing to shoot a three, and Castro was called for the elbow, getting offensive position for the rebound. 5-2 the score, with 2 minutes, 15 seconds gone in the game. Olivet Nazarene got the first points of the game on the free throw line, and then Franklin hit a three-pointer, and Castro followed with an offensive rebound in the stick back. Here's Olivet Nazarene in the left wing, and the shot for three is on its way and good. Brian McCauley burns the nets for three, and we are tied at 5, and it's the first tie of the game. And their first field goal. Here's Franklin shooting for three, top of the key, no good. Rebounded though, Josh Wilson, who's into the game for Zach, and Josh pulls down a big offensive rebound. Castro has it for three, turns it down, kicks it to Jason Franklin for three. Bang! He hit the bottom of the net, and Jason Franklin, with 3 minutes gone in the game, puts LC up by 3. LC up by 3, 8-5. And Olivet Nazarene with their home white uniforms with ONU across the front, purple numbers with gold trim, have it into the forecourt to our left. Franklin just hit a three-pointer and puts Lewis Clark up by 3. Here's a shot on the turnaround by Zach Freeman, who's into the game, 6'9" sophomore from Mount Zion, Illinois, and he closes the gap to 1 with a baseline turnaround from 6 feet far side. Into the right forecourt, Franklin gets a pick from Wilson, shoots top of the key for 3, no good. Rebound to Hercules Moore, who's into the game, 6'1" junior from Kankakee, Illinois. And Olivet Nazarene has a chance to take the lead into the left forecourt, top of the key to Freeman. Freeman to Drew Neal, who's now at the top of the key, to Hercules Moore, man-to-man defense, Bender guarding Moore. Moore shoots, it's partially blocked by Bender, rebounded underneath by Franklin. It was an air ball. Franklin quickly brings it down left to right near side, almost lost it, gets it back, looks for help, and finds Jepson. Jeremy drives the baseline, shoots, his shot partially blocked, and off the side of the backboard it goes, grabbed by Hercules Moore for Olivet Nazarene, and they're back into the forecourt to our left, trailing by 1. Great pass inside and a block by Wilson, but the stick back is good by Zach Freeman. Freeman got a pass inside, spun the shoot, and Josh Wilson rejected it. But the big guy, Freeman, got it back for Olivet Nazarene and puts it in. And a timeout for George Pfeiffer and LCSC. So there's a timeout on the floor with 15:25 to go. We'll take a timeout with the score, Olivet 9 and LCSC 8. We're back in a moment. This will be a 30, possible. I got you timed. Back to action from Tulsa, downtown convention center. Lewis Clark with the basketball in their road Navy uniforms with Warriors across the top. Bender has it, hands to Franklin, almost a bad handoff. Franklin gets it back, shoots for three, it's blocked. Castro gets it free throw line. His shot off the front side of the rim, rebounded by Zach Freeman of Olivet. And Olivet Nazarene University has the ball with a 1-point lead over Lewis Clark, 9-8. We just started, and we're just over 5 minutes gone in the game. Left forecourt, Olivet Nazarene. Top of the key, Lee Kumler, 6'4" senior, dribbles in, gets it to the far corner. Now they shoot it all the way to the near corner, and the shot for three by Andy Roberts, who's into the game, is short, well short, and it's rebounded by Lewis Clark. Back picked up by Brian McNeely. Brian's into the game. He drives down the far baseline and puts up a shot no good, but got fouled, and Brian goes to the line for two.
The foul is called on number 34, Drew Neal.
Foul's going to be on Drew Neal. That is his second. And the senior, he is one of 4 seniors starting in the game for Olivet. At the line, the Neely, 74% shooter. This one skips in and out. No good. Jeremy Jepson checks in for Isaac Castro. And let's see, Zach Wilson checks in for his brother Josh. So at the line, the Neely, who was 2 of 2 from the line the other night in the upset win over Birmingham Southern. That free throw is clean, and he has his first point of the game. Brian averaging 7 points a game, has his first, and ties the game at 9. It's his second tie of the game. Out front, Lee Kumler shoots for 3. Front end, no good. Rebound, Franklin in front of the free throw line. He dribbles right hand across the timeline, crossover to the left. Gets to the left wing, almost put up a 3. Instead, passes to McNeely, who dribbles inside the three-point line, shoots one from 18 and hit. Ryan McNeely puts the Warriors back in front. 11-9 with 13:50 to go. Here's a pass inside. Freeman gets it and sticks it in, and he got 5. Zach Wilson, and a nice pass from way outside, down low to Freeman. And the 6'9" sophomore has a half dozen, and we're tied again at 11. It's the third tie here in the early going. A couple of lead changes. Jepson has it left wing. Jeremy drives, far baseline, puts up a shot, double teamed, and it's blocked by Freeman. Grabbed by Tyler Field of Olivet. Field gets it into the forecourt. He fires it to Andy Roberts, who puts up a 3, no good. Rebound is controlled by Lewis Clark McNeely. McNeely gets it into the forecourt, fires to Franklin, who puts up a 3. It's no good. Rebounded Andy Roberts of Olivet Nazarene, who has a record of 28-8. And they have the ball into the forecourt to our left with the game tied at 11 and 13 minutes to go, first half. With the ball is Kumler. Kumler drives in, bangs into his own player, Field. They lose it, they get it back, and now passes off the field is McNeely and Ryan Bender. It looks like they had a chance to get it. 5 on the shot clock. So Field puts up a 26-footer left wing, no good for 3, and it bounces out of bounds and belongs to LCSC. So the Warriors will go left to right with the basketball after getting their first ever win in tournament history in the NAIA. They had lost the opening round game to Georgetown of Kentucky in 1992, lost their opening round game to Arkansas Tech in 1996, but came from behind, down by 10 the other night, and pulled off a big win, the biggest upset of the tournament so far, as the pass goes into Zach Wilson, and Wilson turned to his right, and crashed into Freeman and knocks Freeman down. And we have an offensive foul on Zach Wilson. That is his first, or his second, rather. That's right, he got one very early in the game. We're still tied at 11. 12 and a half minutes to go first half. And Jason Mulligan checks into the game, a 6'7" senior forward from Highland, Indiana, for Olivet Nazarene in place of Zach Freeman. Out front is Brian McCauley, who has a three-pointer in the first half. Off to the right wing to a new player that's in, Kenny Miller. Kenny Miller fires it inside to Mulligan, who travels with it. Mulligan got the drop step on Josh Wilson and then laid the ball in the hoop. The traveling's called on Mulligan of Olivet Nazarene, so they turn it over, and the Tigers hand it back to the Warriors. Warriors into the right forecourt. Near wing is Castro. Looks for the low pass down to Franklin, who posted up this player. Franklin gets it now as he comes out to the corner. He spins the shoot, no good. Rebound controlled by Olivet's Brian McCauley. McCauley dribbles into the forecourt and gets fouled by Jason Franklin, who pats McCauley on the back. Says, sorry about that, and Jason's called for his first personal foul. And that is the third team foul on, oh, I beg your pardon, 15 foul on the Warriors. Of course, Jason, the Frontier Conference Player of the Year, committing the foul, and the native from Portland had a pretty good game the other night, 17 points. He scored 10 very early in the game. He had 10 of the first 16 points of the game for the Warriors, and then was rather silent until they really need somebody to step up, and step up he did the other night. A three-pointer that gave the Warriors the lead that they did not relinquish, going on to win by 18. Here's Olivet into the forecourt to our left. McCauley has it into the near corner. Now passes into Neal. Neal's pass underneath the basket to Kenny Miller, and Miller dribbled trying to get the layup and dribbles it off his knee out of bounds. So the Tigers, who are making their 9th trip to this national tournament in the last 12 years, including the last 4, turn it over inside. They have never made it past the second round. The Tigers of Olivet Nazarene University. Right wing comes the Warriors of Lewis Clark. Off to Jepson. Jeremy's shot no good, and he can't buy a basket here in the early going of the game. After he had 24 to lead the team the other night, he hasn't scored yet. Rebound Olivet, controlled by Zach Freeman, who's into the game from Mulligan. Off to Lee Kumler. Kumler hasn't scored yet. He had 15 the other night. Top of the key to Freeman. Freeman to Tyler Field, the left wing. Field guarded by McNeely. Bryan dogs him at the free throw line. Now he drives to the baseline, and a great defense by McNeely. It's stolen by Wilson, and Josh Wilson helps the Warriors bring it down court. It's tipped out of bounds, and it rolls underneath the Warrior basket, and so Lewis Clark will inbound the basketball. McNeely will do the honor. He looks inside for Wilson, and Josh has to go out to get it, and then bounce pass inside to Bender, and Bender is fouled by Andy Roberts of Olivet Nazarene for reaching around Ryan Bender. That'll be his, and that'll be the team's 4th team foul. Here's an inbound pass to Jepson, far wing, to McNeely, top of the key. Bryan, bounce pass down low to Castro, who fumbles the ball, then puts up a hook shot, no good, off the backboard. With 10 and a half to go, we're still tied at 11, and we've been knotted for about the last 2 minutes. Inside, they work it to Freeman, over Wilson, and the shot is good. Nice job by Zach Freeman, who's got 8 points. He didn't score in the first game in this tournament against Columbia College of Missouri, but he has 8 of Olivet's 13 points, and they're back in front at 13-11. Inside, here's Jepson driving, he misses the layup, then crashes into the support underneath the basket. It looked as though he stumbled and hit the lower part of his back pretty hard into the support, and he comes up limping. He'll go to the line for 2 free throws. Certainly very disappointed that he missed the layup as it hit the front of the rim, hung on the rim, and then dropped off. Tim Swanson, the assistant coach to George Pfeiffer, is up near half court making sure Jeremy's okay. He nods that he is. He gets the ball and fires his first of 2 free throws. No good. Bounces the ball in disgust, and you can tell he's upset with himself. Jeremy at the free throw line the other night was 5 of 5. He blows that one. 71% free throw shooter. Here's his next, looking for his first point of the game, and that one is clean. And Lewis Clark pulls to within one at 13-12 with 10 minutes to go, first half. Olivet Nazarene into the left forecourt. Freeman gets it, shoots it inside, throws it inside for Kumler, and he gets fouled. Somebody was on the back of Lee Kumler, and they're going to call Jepson for his first foul, and the team's fifth. They're going to say Kumler was shooting, too. I don't get that. Kumler had his back to the basket on the low post, left block, and when they throw it into him, two players collapsed on him, two defenders collapsed on him, and I saw Kumler not necessarily going for, he was turning, but not necessarily in the act of shooting. But nevertheless, they give him the free throws, and he hits the first one. See what Kumler did in the first game at the line. He hits them both. He was 5 of 7 from the line in the first game, so a pretty good free throw shooter. He hits them both here and puts ONU, Olivet Nazarene University from Illinois, in front by a count of 3, 15-12, until Jason Franklin gets to the top of the key, and he rips the cords for his third three-pointer of the game. He's got 9 points, and we are tied for the fourth time at 15. With 9.5 minutes to go, first half. Here's a give and go, and Freeman gets it blocked by Castro underneath the basket. Grabbed by McNeely. Down to Franklin. His feet are on the line, so it's a two-pointer, and it's no good. It's short. Rebound, Castro with the left hand. He stuck it back up, and it bounces off the rim. It bounced inside the cylinder twice and then bounced out, and a foul on Olivet. And Castro goes to the line with a chance to put the Warriors in front. Foul's going to be on Brian McCauley, his second. And to the line is Castro, 68% free throw shooter. Tried to put the offensive stick back on with the left hand and almost got it. The free throw was short, though. No good. And right now, the Warriors are not shooting well at the line here at the get-go. 2 of 5 from the stripe. And trailing, or actually tied at 15. One thing that has to worry George Pfeiffer is the depth that Olivet is using. They're going through 9 players already. Warriors free throw by Castro is good, and he's got 3 points in the game. And he breaks the deadlock, 16-50 now in favor of the Warriors. Here's Olivet into the left forecourt. Out front, the drive, the dish by Field off to Freeman. Freeman loses it. Field keeps it from going out of bounds, and he throws it to Castro of Lewis Clark underneath the basket. Isaac off to McNeely. Across the timeline, back to Castro. Right wing, near side to Franklin, and we've got a foul inside, and it's going to be called on LCSC. Apparently, the foul's going to be on Josh Wilson, his first. And that puts Olivet at the free throw line. And to the line goes Brian McCauley. McCauley on the year is an 84% free throw shooter, 42 out of 50. And that one rims off. How about that? We talked him right out of that one, didn't we? On the 1-and-1, McCauley, a good free throw shooter, misses it. Franklin with the rebound. Jason brings it down. He's guarded hard by Jeff Park, who's into the game. He gets by Park, puts up the 10-foot runner. It rolls off no good. Offside rebound controlled by Tyler Field, who comes down the near sideline, right to left. Tyler stuck out front. Franklin's all over him. They pass it off to Zach Freeman, then back to Field, and they'll set it up again. Olivet Nazarene trailing by a point. 16-15 to score in favor of Lewis Clark until they get it to the right wing. And the new player into the game, Jeff Park, hits a three-pointer. And Olivet Nazarene now leads by 2, 18-16 on that three-pointer, and that is their second of the game. Jason Franklin has 3 thus far in the game for Lewis Clark. And he tries again, and that shot no good, but he was tapped at the elbow by Jeff Park, and that'll be Park's first. And Jason Franklin goes to the line. Will what not do 3, maybe 2. They'll give him 3.
Shooting 3, Jason Franklin.
An Olivet fan behind me said his foot was on the line, but the referees didn't see it that way. And Franklin drills the first free throw. He was 4 of 4 the other night from the line. That one is good as well. Jason's got 11 points to lead all scorers and ties the game at 18. And we are tied for the 5th time in in the first half. This one, with 7:53 to go before halftime, would give the Warriors the lead, and he does. He bangs them all three home. Good job, Jason Franklin, who now has a dozen. The lead all scores. And it is 19-17 Warriors. Here's Olivet Nazarene getting it down to Freeman. Freeman gets by Wilson, and Josh blocks it from behind out of bounds. Great play, Josh Wilson, who got beat flat-footed on the play, but came back to block the shot from behind, and Freeman, who stands 6'9", and Josh 6'10", able to use that 1 inch, and now he checks out for brother Zach. And now back in a zone are the Warriors. The Warriors in a 2-1-2 zone. Out front, Hercules Moore is back into the game. They work it down to the far baseline, and the drive by Neal, no good. They get it back, though, after it's stolen from the Warriors. Another layup, no good. And again, the Tigers of Olivet Nazarene get it back, and they'll work on their third opportunity here to tie the game with a deuce or take the lead with a three. Here's a pass that's knocked out of bounds by Franklin and Zach Wilson. They both got a paw on it and swatted it out of bounds, and we have a timeout. With 7:05 to go, we'll take a full timeout. And your score is Lewis Clark 19, Olivet Nazarene 18, and the NAIA tournament continues in a moment from Tulsa.
Join us at 31st and Harvard. Summit Consolidated Group Knowles.
Yeah.
We select the dedicated athletes of the NAIA.
No, not bad at all. I just hope that they're bringing in so many players that we might get worn out. Hope not. No, that's fine. Back to action from downtown Tulsa, Oklahoma. Inside, they work the ball in a running hook shot, and what a beautiful shot that was for Lee Kumler of Olivet Nazarene, who got it about 10 feet from the basket, faked right, spun left, and then put up the jump hook, and it went through. And Olivet Nazarene has the lead, the fifth lead change of the game to go along with 5 ties in the first half. And they're up by 1, and inside getting the ball is Zach Wilson. A great job of Zach as he seals off Zach Freeman, and Zach gets fouled going to the basket. Both wear number 50, Zach Freeman of Olivet Nazarene, and to the line, 6'9" junior from Morfino, Zach Wilson, averaging 6 points a game. Free throw on its way, good. He buried that one. He had a good game the other night, even though he got into foul trouble. He had 7 points, 5 rebounds for Coach Pfeiffer in the upset win over Birmingham Southern. And Zach hits them both. The first one tied the game. The next one gave the lead to Lewis Clark. So 6 lead changes, 6 ties here in the early going. Here's a drive inside by Kumler, who just put up the jump hook, and he has it swatted away out of bounds. So Olivet Nazarene will inbound underneath their basket near side, left forecourt. Pass again knocked away, this time by Franklin out of bounds as they tried to get it into Hercules Moore. Man-to-man defense by the Warriors on the inbound play, and the pass comes out near half court to Jeff Park. Park hands off to Tyler Field, and now the Warriors drop back into the 2-1-2 zone defense. Field out front, looking inside, firing left wing. Here's the drive by Moore. He gets by Wilson, and Hercules lays it up, hangs on the back iron, and drops through. The first points of the game off the bench for Hercules Moore, and it's the lead change again. This time it's Olivet with a 22-21 advantage. Right wing, Franklin. Franklin guarded by Moore. Stops, then goes again. Stops again and pops from the near baseline. No good. Rebound Moore, who was guarding Franklin. And Olivet has the ball in a 1-point lead with 5:40 to go, first half. Top of the key is Kumler. Kumler hands off to the 6'9" sophomore Freeman. Freeman looks for help and fires to the near wing to Tyler Field. Field guarded by Castro as the Warriors are now back in a man-to-man, and Franklin's down low guarding the much taller Kumler. Instead, they don't get it inside. They keep working it. 5 on the shot clock. Here's the drive by Field. Left-hander run is good. Wow. There were 2 Warriors there. They had him cut off at the baseline, and he just threw up a left-handed prayer, and it went in. Field's first 2 points of the game. He scored 2 the other night, and it's a 3-point lead, 25-21. Here's a drive by Bender, who's been rather silent. His shot is no good. The rim actually blocked his shot, and it's recovered by Field of Olivet Nazarene. And he gets it into the left forecourt, left wing, knocked out of bounds. Good defense by Jepson, who was all over him. And the ball rolls our way. And Olivet will inbound. Olivet has already used 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 players. And Lewis Clark has used only 7. So keep that in mind. Depth could be a problem in this game as we get down the stretch. Olivet leading by 3. Both teams are unseeded. Both teams pulled off both first-round upsets. Here's a shot from the far corner for 3 by Lee Kumler, no good. Rebound Bender. Bender hands it off to McNeely. McNeely into the forecourt to Castro, and the layup is no good. Oh my, Zach Wilson had a wide open shot right underneath the basket off the backboard. A little too strong, it bounced no good. He got his hands on it again and then lost it as it was stripped away from him, and Olivet dodges a bullet that time. Ooh, that was a basket you would have liked to have had Zach May. Here's a shot by Kumler. It's off the glass, no good. Tipped by Wilson. He can't control it. It's controlled by Olivet, and McCauley double pumps and throws up another wild shot that goes in. So the last 2 baskets by Olivet have been more on the circus-type shots, and they both have fallen, and the lead is the biggest of the game for either team. It's at 5. Here's Castro with it out front with 3:45 to go in the first half, and the Warriors could use a basket. McNeely out to Zach Wilson, left wing Bender. Bender gets it into Franklin, or into Castro, and Castro has it knocked away from him as he turned to fire into the lane. So Olivet has it back. Here's a drive by Moore, and he gets fouled by Bender at the baseline, and that'll be a 1-on-1 opportunity for Olivet, and the foul on Ryan is his second.
Foul called on number 34, Ryan Bender.
Jason Franklin steps in for Castro, who parks it, and Josh Wilson comes in for Zach. With 3:24 to go first half, it is a 5-point lead by Olivet, and at the line is Hercules Moore. His first free throw in the game is on its way, and it's good, and he gets a bonus. Moore is from Kankakee, Illinois. Most of the players from Olivet are from the Indiana, Illinois area. One is from Oklahoma, Drew Neal, who started. And Moore's second free throw is good as well. So, a run of 8 straight points has Olivet up by 7, the biggest lead of the half, 27-21. 3:12 to go. Out front, McNeely. Off to the left wing to Jepson. Jeremy works it around, 2 minutes to go first half, and a foul called on Lewis Clark. They're going to get Josh Wilson for the elbow. He pushed with the elbow the defender who had him blocked off, and to the line will be Jason Mulligan.
Foul called on number 51, Josh Wilson, his second personal team. Jason Mulligan at the free throw line. Jason in there for a 1-1.
27-21. I think I might have said 28-21. Moore hit the bonus, but apparently there was a lane violation, and so they won't give him the free throw. That's the word we get, and now Mulligan makes up for that as he hits the first free throw, and now he gets the bonus. And the score is 28-21. As we reported a moment ago. This one no good off the front side. Rebound, and a strong rebound by Jepson. It's a run of 8 straight points. We could use a basket. Here's a pass to the far corner to Franklin. Franklin drives in, double pumps, gets guarded, off to McNeely, wide open for three, no good. The tip, no good, as Bender couldn't get his hands on it. Jepson does, he gets fouled as he goes back up. Good hard work underneath the basket by Bender, by Joss Wilson, and Jeremy Jepson. And the hard work pays off for 2 free throws coming up for Jeremy. Jeremy has only 1 point in the game at this point, and that free throw is good. He's the second leading scorer on the team behind Jason Franklin. He had a huge game Tuesday night. It was a late night. Got done at around 12:30 local time. And Jepson had 24 points to lead Lewis Clark. This free throw bounces off no good and controlled by Mulligan of Olivet Nazarene. So the 8-point run is snapped, but only 1 of 2 free throws by Lewis Clark, and they're down by 6 with 2:26 to go, first half. Left forecourt comes Olivet Nazarene and Lee Kumler. Kumler out to Tyler Field, the senior guard from Covington, Indiana, who controls the offense, to Kumler. Kumler to Field again out front. Now to Kumler with 10 on the shot clock. He fires a 3 and hits it. Field's not known for his scoring, but he's got 5 first-half points on the season, averaging 4 points a game, and he's got 5 already in the half. And it's 31-22, a lead of 9, and then here's a shot by Jason Franklin. Franklin worked it outside and gets the deuce, 31-24. Lewis Clark down by 7. Minute 40 to go, first half. A very important minute 40, you would think, for Coach Pfeiffer. Here's Kumler on the run. His shot no good, and Bender gets elbowed in the mouth and yet commits the foul. Ryan reached up to try to block the shot, and the elbow of the shooter, Kumler, I think, banged Ryan in the mouth. He walks over to the LCSC bench and now walks back to the free throw lane. So here we go. The free throws from Lee Kumler, who's 2 of 2 in this game, and he hits that one. He sinks it and has his 5th point of the game. Kumler was 5 of 7 from the line in the first game, the win over Columbia College of Missouri. Olivet has a record of 28-8, and Kumler hits both free throws, and it's 33-24. Olivet a lead of 9. That in this first half saw 7 lead changes and 6 ties. Olivet has taken control in the last 3 minutes of this first half. We've got a minute 20 to go. Franklin way outside for 3. Hit that one. Wow. He hit that one from the St. Joe National Forest. 33-27. That tray pulls the Warriors to within 6 with a minute 6 to go, first half. That was a big-time 3 right there, and Jason's got 17 points to match what he had Tuesday night, and we're just in the first half. Under a minute to go. 15 on the shot clock. Tyler Field out front. Left wing to Hercules Moore near side. 5 on the shot clock. They work it down right wing to Kumler. Kumler better hurry and get a shot off, and he traveled with it with 3 seconds left on the shot clock. Good defense by the Warriors. And we'll go left to right with 43 seconds left on the game clock. I mean, that last 3-pointer, Jason Franklin, it was as far away as you could possibly think about shooting one. Here's Franklin again on the far sideline. Right forecourt with 30 seconds to go. Dribbles to the baseline, then comes back, fires to Castro. Castro double teamed. Plenty of time. Castro off to McNeely. He penetrates, double team, kicks it to Franklin. Franklin penetrates, shoots the 15-footer, no good. It's short. He got it back, kicks it to Jepson. Jeremy's shot is well short with 12 seconds left, and Olivet gets the rebound. I think it must have been blocked because Jeremy was well short on the play. 5 seconds to go, first half. Field against Jepson. Jepson guards him. Fields puts up a runner, no good. The stick back, no good. It's blocked by Castro, and we're done with the first half. Isaac Castro denied the inside play of Mulligan on the step back as Castro was behind him. He leaped and has been a big part of that. Jason was 17 first half points, including 4 of 8 from 3-point land. When you look at the free throw line, the Warriors are 9 of 13 in the game for 69%. Olivet Nazarene is shooting very well from the line, 9 of 11 for 82%. So free throws are pretty much even. shooting? No, is not. Olivet is 2 of 6 from three-point land, and again, Lewis Clark has shot twice as many three-pointers and made twice as many, so they are both 33% from three-point land. Again, Lewis Clark, 7 of 26 in the first half for 27%. They're led by Jason Franklin, 17, and we're ready to start the second half. Down by 6, the Warriors get the ball, and Jason Franklin has it in the left forecourt to Bender. Ryan one-hands the 18-footer, and he got the pick, and he got the shot. You could tell that's what they wanted to do, get Ryan Bender loose and get him into the flow of this game, because he was scoreless in the first half, but he pulls the Warriors to within 4. And then they work it down to Drew Neal. He spins on the low post, and Drew Neal, the native of Oklahoma, has Olivet Nazarene of Illinois back up by 6, 35-29. 30 seconds gone, second half. Out front, Castro to Franklin. Jason open for 3, skips off, no good. Near side rebound controlled by Tyler Field. Here come the Tigers of Olivet Nazarene, Illinois. They have an enrollment, by the way, of 2,500 compared to Lewis Clark's enrollment of 3,000. Here's a drive inside and a foul on the Warriors, and the foul's going to be called on Zach Wilson. That's going to be his third. And to the line will be Zach Freeman, a 6'9" sophomore from Mount Zion, Illinois. Let's check Freeman's numbers. He's their second leading scorer on the team at 18 points a game. Their best field goal shooter at 60%. And a 75% free throw shooter, but he misses the first one. This guy can shoot from the outside. He has 6 three-pointers on the year. Here's the next. On its way. Front iron, backboard, and drops through. It's good. And it's a 7-point advantage for Olivet Nazarene. Freeman now has 9 points to lead the Tigers. Castro walks it up. Now hands off to Franklin behind the timeline, and now Franklin across half court. Goes to the far wing, left forecourt to Jepson. Jepson drives to the baseline, feeds Bender, double pump, and the scoop shot is good by Ryan Bender. And Ryan's getting into the act. He's got 4 points here in the second half, both buckets, and again pulls the Warriors to within 5. Out front, right forecourt is Brian McCauley. McCauley for the Tigers. Off to the left wing to Kumler. His pass inside's knocked away by Zach Wilson. Jepson has it. Jepson almost got it stripped from him from behind. And Jeremy, as he gets it between the circles, now hands off to Franklin. Down to the high post to Zach Wilson. Zach gives it back to Franklin. He penetrates, now drives to the free throw line. Dishes to Bender for 3. Shot no good. And Ryan didn't follow his shot. Rebounded in the near corner by Zach Freeman. So Olivet Nazarene gets it back, and the drive by Field, and the left-hander no good, and Franklin picks it away from an Olivet Nazarene player. 3-on-1. Franklin to Bender, and the double pump reverse layup is good by Ryan Bender, and he gets the circus shot to go. And Bender has all 3 baskets for Lewis Clark. Here's a shot inside, blocked, put back up by Olivet, and the foul. Lee Kumler. It was a 3-on-1. When they got the lay, the player back on defense for Olivet quickly got the ball and zipped it to half court. And then all of a sudden, the Tigers of Olivet Nazarene had the numbers. And it was a 4-on-2 break. And Kumler got the shot up. It was no good. He got the stick back, was fouled by Jeremy Jepson, and he misses the free throw. Kumler misses the free throw where he was at one time 3 of 4, now 3 of 5. And it is 38-33. Here's a pass inside, knocked away by the Tigers of Olivet. And the Warriors will inbound to the left forecourt in front of the Lewis Clark bench. Franklin does the honors. Looks, has the ball over his head, still looking, and now fires out front to Jepson. Back to Franklin. Jason drives to the corner, shoots, his three-pointer skips off, and the rebound, Freeman on the near side. And Olivet quickly, leading by 5, gets it into the forecourt. Freeman down low, wide open, and the shot by Drew Neal is good. 30-33, and Lewis Clark down by 7. They were down by 6 at the half and closed at the 3. And now a couple of baskets by Olivet has them up by 7. 40-33. 3 minutes gone, second half. 17 to go in the game. Bender drives in, gives it to Castro. Castro is double teamed, and he lays it off for Zach Wilson, who lays it in. And Zach gets his second basket of the game, averaging 6 on the season, has 4 in this game, and pulls the Warriors within 5. Olivet Nazarene in their home white uniforms with purple numerals, gold trim, and OMU across the front. Out front, they give it to McCauley. Bryan guarded by Jepson, gets by Jepson, and lays it up and in. 42-35 as McCauley gets his first points in the second half. He has 7 in the game. And with 16 and a half to go in the contest, Olivet up by 7. Franklin, top of the key, double pump, spins, comes in, shoots and scores off the glass. Jason Franklin gets his first points in the second half and has 19, the match's season average. He pulls, again, the Warriors within 5. There's a shot for 3 off the front iron, no good. Last touch by Olivet, and in fact, Freeman got the offensive rebound, but bounced it on the floor, trying to control it, and it hit the baseline. And so they'll call it out of bounds on the Tigers of Olivet, Nazarene, Illinois. And Ryan Bender will inbound to Brian McNeely, who checks into the game. And here come the Warriors. Also, when you look at Olivet playing 10 players in this game, their bench scoring in the first half was 8, and for Lewis Clark, 3 from McNeely, who has the ball right now, almost stolen by Olivet. Jepson faces it, and then they say it goes out of bounds, and last touch by Jeremy. Nice defensive work by Tyler Field, who flashed in front of Jepson on the pass from McNeely.
Here we go, let's score right here.
Jepson tried to control it. The ball scooted toward the near corner in the left forecourt. Jeremy got a hand on it, but then it bounced off his knee out of bounds. So Olivet, leading by 5, has the ball inside. They work it to the far post, and Zach Freeman gets a nice pass and puts it up and in. He's got 11. And it's a 7-point advantage for Olivet again as Castro works inside, and he gets fouled. Somebody got fouled on the play. They'll work it inside underneath the basket. No shooting. And the first team foul on Olivet, and not sure who the foul was on. Oh, they're going to call it on Lee Kumler, his first. And Josh Wilson is into the game here in the second half for Zach, who takes a seat. Here's the inbound pass to Castro. Left-handed layup underneath. No good. It was too strong. Offside rebound Olivet, controlled by Freeman. Down low to Freeman. And he turns and shoots and scores. And Freeman's got 13. And he just ate Josh Wilson up on that play. And a timeout for George Pfeiffer and Lewis Clark State. Down by 9, and of course, remember, it was about this time in the game Tuesday night when they were down by 10 and came back to win it. Now they're down by 9 with 15 minutes to go. We'll take a break and come back with more Warrior basketball.
News Channel 8 is the official media sponsor for this year's tournament. Be sure to turn to Oklahoma's News Channel 8 for all your NAIA highlights.
Whichever you want.
6 and 10 p.m.
Yeah, they'll take them full.
Xerox Business Services provides documentation, creation, production, and management services to more than 5 million people around the globe. Xerox suppliers of copiers and fax machines for all Tulsa-based NAIA events. River Products is the official.
Okay, we got the stopwatch going.
For all NAIA championships. The NAIA would like to thank the volunteers of Riverside Baptist Church and the court monitors of Akdar Shrine. Thank you for your support of this year's tournament.
To Tulsa, Oklahoma, where we are in the midst of the second round of the NAIA National Basketball Tournament, and the Warriors of Lewis Clark State College looking for their 5th straight win for Coach George Pfeiffer, trail by 9 after 2 quick baskets by Olivet. It's interesting that when Ryan Bender got that layup to pull the Warriors to within 3 at 36-33. It's pretty much been all Olivet. After that, they've been on a run here of 10 to 4. And here's a shot, no good by the Warriors, by Franklin. Rebounded Drew Neal, and Olivet has it back into the right forecourt. Biggest lead of the game at 9 points. Trying to add upon that. They get it inside, the layup won't go. Drew Neal blows a layup, and that takes care of the blown layup by Zach Wilson. Here down to the right, to the left forecourt. Here comes Jason Franklin. A great touch pass from Bender to Franklin, and he burns the nets from 12 feet out on the far baseline. Jason Franklin leads all scorers with 21, and that was a big basket. 46-39. Here's a ball out of bounds. Last touch. Or no, wait, they're going to call a foul. They're going to call the foul on Josh Wilson, his third. His brother Zach's on the bench with 3. And Olivet has the ball out of bounds after the third team foul is called against the Warriors. Here's an inbound play on the alley-oop to Neal, no good. And the push, I think, by Castro, and Drew Neal goes to the line for 2. Castro's second foul. First half, we mentioned Lewis Clark was hitting 27% from the field. They have improved that in the second half, 60%, 6 of 10. So better shooting for Lewis Clark in the second half, and in the game at 34%. However, Olivet Nazarene hasn't cooled off either in the second half, 67% from the field. Free throw by Neal is good. And the native from Bethany, Oklahoma, hits them both. He's got 8 points. 48-39, back to the 9-point lead, which is the biggest of the game. Match it for the second time, and left wing is Franklin. Jason guarded by Hercules Moore, and now Olivet drops into a zone. Here's a pass from McNeely to Castro, and he couldn't handle it. McNeely penetrated the lane, a bounce pass to Isaac, and he had to reach down to get it, and a defender all over him, and he couldn't quite hang on to it, and Isaac takes a seat in place, I believe, of Jeremy Jepson. So out front, you've got McNeely and Franklin. You've got Jepson, Bender, and Josh Wilson, rather. Josh is into the game. Here's a pass inside to Neal from Freeman, and the two big guys do it again. And Neal's got 10 points, and the biggest lead of the game now at 11, and Coach Pfeiffer needs another timeout. We'll take a 30-second timeout ourselves, and the basketball continues in a moment in the second round of the NAIA tournament.
Tulsa Marriott, South Hills, downtown Doubletree. Sheriff from Tulsa, Howard Johnson.
30 if possible.
And the Doubletree Hotel at Orange Place for providing hotel accommodations. For lunch in 14 minutes or less, visit one of Applebee's 4 locations in Tulsa, Broken Arrow, or Muskogee. Your neighborhood bar and grill, Applebee's. For 4 years, Video FX has helped make listeners a lasting memory through videotape. Again, this year's tapes for each game are available on the West Concourse.
Welcome back to Tulsa, Oklahoma. Olivet Nazarene leading by 11, 50-39, the biggest lead of the game. And Zach Freeman has been a big part of it. He got a great assist just a moment ago inside to Drew Neal. The inside play of Olivet that has them up by 11. Freeman with 13 points, Neal with 10. Neal's from Oklahoma, so he's playing well, a senior out of Putnam City, Oklahoma, near Oklahoma City area. And then Freeman had the big win the other night when he got a rebound and free throws with 3 seconds left to pull off the 3-point upset over Columbia, Missouri. Here's a shot by Bender, no good, and then it's stolen back. Bender with the steal, off to Franklin, into the left forecourt. Franklin out to Bender. Ryan's been hot in the second half. He drives, penetrates, then dishes off, and Josh Wilson gets mugged underneath the basket. He'll go to the line for 2 free throws. Olivet fouling, and that is just their third team foul here with 13-14 to go in the game. And the foul's going to be called on, I believe, Drew Neal. We'll check. Nevertheless, the most important part is Josh at the line, 48% on the year, and that one rolls around and drops off. The Warriors need to hit some free throws. They're 0 of 3 in this half of the free throw line. In the game, they are now 4 of 15. No, I beg your pardon. These are the first free throws of the half. They're now 9 of 14 from the line in the game, and that free throw skips in and out. Rebounded by Drew Neal. By the way, the foul apparently on Zach Freeman of Olivet. So Zach could not get either free throw, or rather Josh could not get either free throw to go. Here's a pass inside, and Josh gets it back. He got it back. Jepson gets it to the baseline. He crashes in, puts up a shot, no good, and an offensive foul on Jeremy, trying to create something inside, and what he created was his third personal foul. Josh Wilson checks out. His brother Zach checks back in. That's the third foul on Jepson. He's got 3. Zach Wilson has 3, and Josh Wilson has 3. And here come the Tigers across the timeline, and Franklin with some good defense forces a turnover as Tyler Field double dribbles once he crosses the half-court line on the far sideline in front of the scoring table. This court runs north to south, and as we view it, right to left, north to south come the Warriors. Into the forecourt. Left side, they work it. Bender down low to Wilson, and he's fouled as he goes in for the dunk, and he was grabbed from behind by Brian McCauley, his third on Olivet Nazarene. He's the only player with 3 fouls for the Tigers. And to the line, Zach Wilson. Zach's a 68% free throw shooter, and he is 2 of 2 today. He bends the knees, and number 50 fires, front iron, drops through. So 3 of 3 today for Zach, and in the tournament, 6 of 9. Right at 68%, like he is on the season, and he buries that one. Good job, Zach. He's got a half dozen to match his season average, and it's 50-41. Lewis Clark hanging in, down by 9, 12 and a half to go in the game. They need a defensive stop here. They work it inside. Shot by Kumler, no good. The tip, no good. Another tip is good, and the foul. Oh, my. Zach Wilson had the ball on the defensive rebound. It squirted out of his fingertips and almost rolled in. It hung on the left side of the rim where Zach was. It dropped off to him again, but instead it was Drew Neal snatching it from him, putting it back up, and then the foul by Brian McNeely, his first, and the 3-point play is completed by Drew Neal, and he has 13 points in the game to go with his 14 points from the other night. And a 3-point play has Olivet up by a dozen, the biggest lead of the game at 53-41. Lewis Clark down by 10 the other night and came back with a furious run at the end of the game to win that one by 18. Now, with 12 minutes to go in the game, they're down by a dozen, and Bender has it high post. Off to Jeremy. Jeremy drives to the baseline, shoots no good, and Jeremy has just had a tough game today. He has just not been able to get anything to drop, and we've got a foul underneath. It's going to go against the Tigers of Olivet Nazarene. This one will go against Hercules Moore, his first, and the team's fourth. 16 fouls, by the way, on the Warriors here in the half. Here's an inbound pass to McNeely. He fires the 3 ball, no good. In and out. Rebound, Drew Neal. And Lewis Clark, who shot pretty well from 3-point land in the first half, can't buy one now. Here's a pass stolen by Franklin. He pulls up for 3 and drains it. Jason Franklin's back in the act. He's got 5 3-pointers. He's got 24 in the game, and he pulls the Warriors back to within 9. 53-44. Another comeback in the making, maybe. 11 and a half minutes to go in the game. Right wing, Tyler Field. Double pump, double team. Bender tips it away, then tips it forward to McNeely. And a foul as McNeely goes in, and Tyler Field absolutely mugs him going into the basket. That ought to be an intentional foul, but no signal from the referee that it was. It certainly should have been, as McNeely got the tip from Bender. Great defensive work from Ryan Bender, the junior out of Shorewood, Washington, who pulled the trap on Field and tipped it away from him as Field tried to pass it through 2 players. Ryan slapped it right up in the air and then tipped it forward down court to Bryant. Bryant, a good free throw shooter, but he misses that one. And Lewis Clark cannot buy a free throw from Bryant. Here's his second opportunity. In the act of shooting, he hit that one. He's 2 of 4 from the line. He's got 4 points in the game, and that free throw pulls them to within 8. They pressure in the backcourt. 11:15 to go. Olivet now gets it across half court to Drew Neal between the circles, off to Hercules Moore, one of the guards into the game. Moore guarded by Bender, drives the baseline. Bender cuts him off. Out front to Neal. Neal to Andy Roberts, and Roberts travels with it. Isaac Castro, a nice job defensively. He thought he might get the foul on him. He looked at the referee and said no, he was walking. The referee agrees, and Castro and the Warrior defense forced the turnover with 11 minutes to go in the game, and the Warriors down by 9, 53 to 45. Now they say 44. Apparently the basket a moment ago by Franklin was a 2 and not a 3. So Jason makes sure he's past the three-point line this time, and the shot no good, and out of bounds it goes. And Jason thought he was fouled by Lee Kumler. He's still arguing with the referee as Jason hit the deck. So it is 53-43. Or 53-44, I should say. Beg your pardon. So I gave Franklin his fifth three a moment ago, and his foot was on the line for 2. He's got 23 points to lead all scores. Here's a shot for 3, and he got it for Olivet, Brian McCauley, and that was a big one for them. And puts Olivet up by a dozen again, 56-44. Out. 10:20 to go. Lewis Clark needs some offense, and Jeremy winds and fires a 3, and he got it. That's the first one in the game for Jeremy, and he certainly needed that one to get hot. His first 3 of the game, his 48th of the year, to go with 3 he had the other night, and it's 56-47. Olivet by 9, 10 minutes to go in the game. They get the ball into the forecourt. Kumler shoots for 3, no good. Rebound Jepson, and here come the Warriors. Lewis Clark not done yet, down by 9. Jepson drives all the way in, lays it up, it bounces around and drops through. And Jeremy's got 7 points, including the last 5. And it's 56-49. And Jepson almost stole it in the backcourt. He couldn't quite control it. As pass came in, Jepson flashed in front of Brian McCauley of Olivet and couldn't control it. And a timeout is called. Full timeout, so we'll take one as well. With 9:42 to go in the game, it's Lewis Clark trailing Olivet Nazarene of Illinois by 7, 56-49. And we're back with more of the second round of the NAIA tournament in a moment.
Come join us at Spaghetti Warehouse. For the pizza people crave, call Maggio's 664-4444. Carry out or delivery, that's 664-4444.
Back to action from Tulsa, Oklahoma, where Olivet Nazarene of Illinois leads LC by 7, 56-49. Olivet has had the lead. They had a lead at halftime of 6. They've had a lead by as many as 12. It's now been trimmed to 7. Here's a lay-in and a nice drive from Drew Neal. And Neal has 15 points. 58-49. Back to a 9-point hole is Lewis Clark. McNeely has it, turns down to 3, drives, penetrates, now kicks it out to Jepson. Jepson stops, pops for 3, no good. Couldn't follow his rebound, and it is controlled by Brian McCauley of Olivet. They lead by 9, and a stick in by Neal again, or rather Lee Kumler. With the 10 points, and he's in double figures, and the lead now back up to 11. 8:38 to go. Warriors, Franklin, double team, now triple team, dishes inside to Brian, and McNeely is fouled, and he'll go to the line for 2. Well, after the Warriors trimmed it to 7, after the timeout, Olivet's come back with 2 inside baskets again, and they have had the inside play of Kumler with 10, Neal with 14, and Zach Freeman with 13. At the line, though, is Brian McNeely. On its way and good. That is in. Brian's 3 of 5 in this game. 5 of 7 in the tournament. Good free throw shooting team, the Warriors, 73% on the season. 75% in the first game. And they're about 70% in this, little less than 70% in this game. Here's the free throw bouncing around, no good. Jepson almost got a finger on it, but it's snatched away by Olivet. And it's 60-50. Olivet with the ball in a 10-point lead. 47% from the field Olivet is shooting to 36% for LCSC. Here's a shot for three, and it bounces in, rattles around, and drops out. And the rebound by Zach Wilson. Zach hands it to McNeely. McNeely to Franklin. He drives. Finger roll from 6 feet is good. Jason left his feet, left the floor from 6 feet, and got it. Here's a layup on the other end, no good. And Zach Wilson bangs into one of the Olivet players after the lay-in, and they'll call a foul. It'll be the fourth on Zach Wilson. It's 60-52. Olivet by 8. And after the lay-in by Franklin on the finger roll to give him 25 of the 52 points. They threw it quickly down court, and Drew Neal, the senior from Putnam City, the Oklahoma City area, got the cherry pick. They threw it down court to him. It was a one-on-one deal. He laid it up on the left side with his right hand, kind of a scoop shot, and it did not spin into the basket. It spun off, and then he got crashed into underneath the basket by Zach Wilson, and Drew hit the floor pretty hard. He lays on his back for a moment and now comes back, and he'll get a one-and-one opportunity because he was fouled after the shot, and the free throw's no good. Tipped around, controlled by Franklin. So here come the Warriors, down by 8. Franklin dribbles, shoots, 17-footer, no good. Too strong, and the rebound by Tyler Field. Well, the Warriors just cannot seem to get over the hump. 7:35 to go in the game. There's a foul inside, and this one I think is going to go against Zach Wilson, and if it is, it'll be 5 on the 6'9 junior. One-and-one opportunity coming for the Tigers. Instead, this one is going to be on Jeremy Jepson, and that'll be his fourth. So he has 4, Zach has 4, and to the line for a one-and-one is Lee Kumler, their best free throw shooter on the year at 86%, and he shows us why there, as he doesn't even hit the rim. He hits the bottom of the net. He's got 11 points. He's one of 3 players in double figures for Olivet Nazarene, looking for their 29th win. Next free throw is on its way, and he makes the strings sing. He's got a dozen, and they're back up by 10. 62-52, 7.5 minutes to go in the game. McNeely outside drives, fires to Franklin. He sets up, he's all alone for 3, and he hits it. Jason Franklin with his 5th three-pointer. He's got 28 points. 62-55, and he is keeping the Warriors in this game. Down by 7. 7:07 to go. Here's a shot for 3 that's short and rebounded by Zach Wilson. That one fell on the shoulder, just bounced on the shoulder of Zach Wilson, and he reached up with the right hand and just surrounded it. And a timeout, George Pfeiffer. Coach Pfeiffer wants a timeout. The winningest coach in Lewis Clark State College looks to bring his team back. Down by 7. We'll take a break with 6:56 to go as the second round of the NAIA tournament continues in Tulsa, Oklahoma.
High school, college, pros, all the sports you're looking for and great prizes.
This is a 30.
TulsaSportsWeb.com. All sports, all Tulsa.
Welcome back to Tulsa, Oklahoma. Don King with you. Hope you're enjoying Warrior basketball. George Pfeiffer and assistant Tim Swanson, clipboard in hand, standing up, yelling instructions to the team after the timeout. They're down by 7. They could use a basket here. And out front's McNeely, double team, gets away from it, between the legs dribbles, puts it up, shot no good. It was blocked, and a foul called, and Brian bought the call. No doubt about that. He was double teamed. It looked as though Drew Neal got all ball as he was just standing there, and McNeely bangs into him, and they'll call the foul on Olivet, the foul on Neal, his 3rd, and Brian's to the line again. He's a good free throw shooter at 74%, but today he's 3 of 6. And this one's up and in. We talked him into that one as he drains it. Here comes his second opportunity. And if he hits this, he matches his season average of 7 and also matches what he did in the opening round. This one's on its way, and the rainbow is good. He's 5 of 8 from the line, including his last 2. And it's 62-57. The 2 free throws good. With 6:38 to go in the game, Olivet working against Franklin. They get it into the forecourt, open for 3, far near side is good. Wow, Lee Kumler with a 3-pointer. That was a big-time basket right after the Warriors cut it to 5. Olivet not afraid to come right down, get an open shot for 3, and score. Bender open for 3. Long range in and out. A little bit out of his range maybe. Tipped, controlled by McNeely. Left-hand layup, no good. Jepson had a hand on it, couldn't control it. And now controlled by Olivet. They're leading by 8, 65-57. Olivet walks it across, and we have 6 minutes to go in the game. Franklin and McNeely trap out front, and the pass is stolen by Jepson. Off to McNeely, and the layup is good. And again, the Warriors won't go away. McNeely with 9 points, and they're down by 6, 64-59. Down by 5, I should say. 64-59. It's a 5-point game. 64-59. Into the right forecourt. Kumler, this time it's 3, and he got it. Lee Kumler with 17 points, 11 in this half. It's 67-59, and now it's an 8-point deficit again with 5:20 to go. And just when the Warriors get close and inch away, or inch even closer, they give up the big basket. McNeely penetrates and shoots from 13 feet on the run, and it's good. And Bryant is red hot. He's got 11, and then a steal down court by Bender. It was tipped by Bender, and then Ryan chased it down in the corner. And just like that, here come the Warriors again. Down by 6 with the basketball. 5 minutes to go in the game. McNeely penetrates, kicks it to Bender, open for 3, turns down to 3, dribbles in, gets double team, kicks it to McNeely. The runner from 15 feet left side, no good. And the rebound controlled by Kumler. Olivet Nazarene, who hands it to Field, who walks it across, left to right, coming to the near side. 4:35 to go, and Olivet open, leading by 6, and wide open underneath to Zach Freeman, and somehow Freeman was the only player standing underneath the basket, and Tyler Field found him, and McNeely gets it across half court and calls a timeout. 69-61 Olivet, and Lewis Clark needs another timeout. George Pfeiffer is doing everything he can to get his club tied up with Olivet. That might be. I think they've got 1 timeout remaining. We'll certainly check that out before we leave here, or we get down to the final 2 minutes of the game. But Lewis Clark is hanging in. They're down by 8, 69-61, and they've come up with some big defensive stops in the game, but they can't do 2 defensive stops in a row. They were down by 6 at halftime. They were down by 12 with about 13 minutes to go in the game, and they've been able to cut it to 7 on a couple of occasions. And then just a couple of minutes ago, cut it to 5 on, let's see, an occasion. They got it to 5. Then a 3-pointer by Louis Kumler really hurt. They cut it to 6 again, and now they're down by 8. So the closest they have been is 5 points with 6 minutes to go in the game, and now we're at 4:23 to go in the game. Olivet breaks their huddle. The Warriors break their huddle in their road navy uniforms with Warriors across the front, as you probably well know, in red script and red numerals. And Ryan Bender, who wears 34, inbounds in front of the scoring bench, in front of the scoring table to McNeely. Man-to-man defense by Olivet Nazarene. Olivet back on defense. Here's Franklin, gets a pick top of the key, fires a 3, no good. Tipped around, no good. And who got it? Bender fights his way 3 for it. Then falls down, fires to Franklin, open for 3 more. Front rim, no good. Tipped away. Bender gets it back. He's open for 3. Instead, inside to Wilson. His reverse layup is no good. The ball's on the floor. It's going to be a jump ball. It should be a jump ball. Call a jump ball. Now they do. Boy, oh boy, that was so dangerous. And the possession arrow points toward Olivet. There were 3 scrums, if you will, for the basketball, and they would not call the jump. Finally, on the 3rd one, as it's squirted out from underneath the pile once, then twice, and now I believe it was Jepson who was on the floor with Hercules Moore of Olivet, finally wrestled away. And they called the jump and the possession arrow toward Olivet. Boy, oh boy, Franklin had 2 3-point opportunities. One was in and out, the other was short. Ryan Bender fighting free for one loose basketball, was falling down and fired it cross court. They got a shot inside by Zach Wilson, but he was too far underneath the basket, and his reverse layup hit the bottom of the backboard. 49% shooting for Olivet, 38% in the game for Lewis Clark. Down by 8. The Warriors on defense, trapping out front. Inside they work it to Moore. He spins and drives and shoots, and it bounces in and out, and the tip in is good. Drew Neal is there. Moore, the ball did everything but fall in, and it dropped off, but Neal was there on the offside and stuck it back. McNeely drives in, loses it. The ball squirts free, and it's grabbed by Zach Freeman. He loses it as the 6'9" guy tries to dribble down court. He gets it back and fires to Tyler Field, and now the Warriors are back on defense, down by 10 with 3 minutes to go in the game. They need a huge defensive stop here. And the pass into Freeman, his shot no good, and he was fouled by Jepson. And Jeremy, I think that's his 5th, and he'll foul out of the game, and he knows it. And he walks toward the bench on the far side to our left. And Jeremy with 7 points. Far below his season expectations at 13 points a game, but he did get hot and hit a couple of baskets, including a 3-pointer, to get the Warriors back at one time to within 7. They then closed it to 5, and they're now back down by 10. At the line is Zach Freeman, 75% free throw shooter. Hits the front of the rim, bounces around, and drops through. Freeman's 2 of 3 from the line, and he's got 16 points. He didn't score a point in the opening round game and had 9 rebounds. But he has burned Lewis Clark today. In fact, when you look at the top rebounder in the game, Freeman's right there. He's got 7. Drew Neal has 8. Top rebounder in the game for Lewis Clark is Franklin with 5. That free throw is good as well. He's got 17 points. 7-3, 60-1. And here's a pass inside to Wilson, and Zach's got it. He's got 8 points and closes the gap to 10. Zach, a point past what he did the other night. 2:35 to go. 73-63, and here's a steal. Tapped away by Zach Wilson. Grabbed by McNeely. Bryant left into the left forecourt. Penetrates, nothing doing. Kicks it out to Franklin. Down low to Wilson, and the circus shot no good. He falls to the floor. No foul call. Zach got it on the low post, spun, and put one up from 4 feet. You got to like the effort. But the shot would not go. Rebound Olivet. They have the ball as we approach 2 minutes left in the game, and Lewis Clark down by 10. And the depth has to have played a part in this game, as Olivet's been going 10 deep, and Lewis Clark only 7 players, and a foul out front on Franklin. And Jason did that to send Olivet to the line and to stop the clock. And Lee Kumler, who again is their best free throw shooter on the year at 86%, goes to the strike. He's 5 of 7 today, and he was 5 of 7 in the game Tuesday. And he hits this one, bounces around and drops through. Kumler has 18 points in the contest. He's one of their leading 3-point shooters, although he has only hit 1 today. That one is good as well. It's back to a 12-point lead. That's the biggest of the day. 75-63 with 2 minutes to go in the game. Into the left forecourt. There's a pass, cross-court to Bender. Stolen by Olivet, and then Freeman travels with it as Ryan Bender flashed in front of him, and Freeman couldn't do anything. He was in midair, and he tried it behind the back. He had it with the right hand. He's a right-handed shooter. And as it was going up, Bender, I think, might have got a piece of the ball. And Freeman, all he was able to do was still hold on to the basketball as he hit the deck. So Bender forces the turnover, and here comes the Warriors. Here come the Warriors. Franklin's open for 3. Now he's guarded. Now he shoots. It's short. Tipped back to Jason. Open from the corner. Shoots again. No good. Tipped out by Olivet. Lee Kumler tips it out the field, and that might do it. Minute and a half to go. And Warriors down by 12. They pass it off out front to Brian McCauley, and he's fouled by Jason Franklin. That'll be the third on Jason. And a double bonus situation now has the Tigers of Olivet Nazarene, Illinois, shooting 2 at the stripe. Minute 26 remaining, and George Pfeiffer is still on his feet, yelling encouragement to his players. Free throw by McCauley. Good. Ryan missed a 1-and-1 opportunity earlier in the game, but he hits this one. He has 2 3-pointers in the game and has 12 points in the contest, and 4 players in double figures for Olivet Nazarene, who now own the biggest lead in the game at 14. Here's Isaac Castro, free throw line, tips to McCauley. McCauley shoots from 18 feet, baseline no good. Bender tips it up, no good. Out of bounds, last touch by Bender and Zach Wilson, as they were both going for the ball. Neither one could control. It slips off their fingertips out of bounds, and Olivet has the ball with 1:10 to go in the game. Pressure in the backcourt by McNeely of Lewis Clark. They need a steal desperately, down by 14. They can't get it across the timeline, and as they got across the timeline, they called a 10-second call on Olivet. Another great defensive stand by the Warriors. This has been a solid defensive team this year, as you well know, and defense has not hurt them necessarily in this game. 55 seconds to go. Inside to Castro, back out to McNeely. Fires the 3, no good. Tipped by Wilson, no good. And the rebound tipped out to McCauley of Olivet. The Warriors have played tough defense, having won their last 4 games, but the shots just haven't gone today. And we're down to the final 35 seconds. And the Olivet fans behind us and across the way are on their feet. They know that they are just 32 seconds away from this win as Bender goes out to foul Lee Kumler. And Kumler will go to the line for 2 freebies, and George Pfeiffer will make wholesale substitutions here and empty his bench. It was a 6-point deficit at halftime, and as close as Lewis Clark could get was 5. Free throw by Kumler is good. And he's the first player for the Tigers at the 20 mark. He's got 20 points in the game, 8 of 10 from the line. And a nice hand for the Lewis Clark players as they head off, as Jason Franklin leaves with 28 points. What a game he had. 28 here today. And the Olivet fans give Ryan Bender a nice ovation. Bender was scoreless in the first half. He'll finish with 6. And Isaac Castro takes his seat. He finishes with 3 early points in the game. And the free throw, the second by Kumler, is good. He has 21 points, 9 of 11 from the line. And now Olivet has made a living at the free throw line in the last couple of minutes of this game to lead by 16. Into the game is Philip Way, the 6'5 junior from Craigmont. He fires a 3, no good. Josh Wilson gets it back, gives it to John Kaler, the 5'10 sophomore from Orofino. His 3-pointer no good. He's guarded by Olivet, gets the rebound. Kenny Miller rebounded by Jonathan Lindsay, the 6'3 freshman from Weiser. And Olivet gets it within the full court, and that's the end of the game. And this one belongs to the Tigers of Olivet Nazarene, Illinois. Final score here from Tulsa, Oklahoma. The Tigers 79 and the Warriors 63. We'll come back and wrap this one up for you in a moment as we continue with the second round of the